Serial killers.
Serial killer.
Serial killer.
Join us as we dive deep into the chilling stories of mysterious serial killers who manage to slip through the cracks of justice. The world of serial killers is already unsettling, but when these criminals evade capture, it leaves us haunted, asking, how did they get away? These are the cases that don't just traumatize families. They paralyze entire communities and leave law enforcement baffled for decades. Chapter 1. Why catching a serial killer is so hard. Solving serial murder cases is one of the most complex tasks in criminal investigation. Even with today's forensic science and advanced profiling tools, many killers manage to stay a step ahead. They blend into society, leave minimal evidence, and sometimes just get lucky. The lack of witnesses, unrelated crime scenes, and poor interagency communication make them even harder to catch. Chapter 2. The Zodiac Killer. One of the most famous unsolved serial killer cases is the Zodiac Killer, who terrorized California in the late 1960s and early 1970s. He sent cryptic letters and ciphers to police and newspapers, taunting them with clues that never quite led to an identity. Despite extensive investigations and new theories over the decades, the Zodiac's true identity remains a mystery to this day. Chapter 3. The Green River Killer. Between 1982 and 1987, Gary Ridgway murdered dozens of women in Washington state. Despite 49 confirmed victims, the case went cold due to a lack of forensic resources. He wasn't captured until 2001, nearly 20 years after his first murder, thanks to advancements in DNA profiling. Chapter 4. The BTK Killer. Operated from 1974 to 1991 in Kansas. He lived a double life as a family man and church leader while committing brutal murders. He taunted police for years, sending detailed letters. Rader was only caught in 2005, over 30 years after his first murder, after making a critical digital mistake. His story is a chilling reminder of how serial killers can live among us, unnoticed. Chapter 5. The Phoenix Serial Killer. From 2001 to 2004, Phoenix, Arizona was plagued by a killer targeting vulnerable women. Despite DNA evidence, the case stalled for over a decade. Then, in 2018, familial DNA helped identify the killer, proving how modern tools can finally bring justice, even after years of silence. Chapter 6. Israel Keyes. Between 2009 and 2010, Keyes kidnapped, murdered, and demanded ransoms, even after killing his victims. He traveled across the U.S. to commit murders, stashing kill kits in various states. A misstep during a ransom transaction led to his capture. His case is a terrifying glimpse into how organized and methodical some serial killers can be. Chapter 7. Pedro Lopez. Pedro Lopez confessed to killing over 300 girls across Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru in the 1970s. Despite being convicted of over 100 murders, he served just 14 years in prison in Ecuador and was released. His current whereabouts remain unknown, and authorities fear he may have resumed killing. How does someone so dangerous vanish in the modern world? Chapter 8. The Long Island Serial Killer. Between 2010 and 2011, police discovered the remains of at least 10 victims along Ocean Parkway in Long Island, New York, mostly women involved in online escort work. For years, the Gilgo Beach Killer case went cold. Only recently have breakthroughs using DNA and cell phone data brought authorities closer to a suspect, but the case still holds many unanswered questions. Chapter 9. Behind the Mask. Who becomes a serial killer? Serial killers are often not the monsters we imagine. They're ordinary people. Dennis Rader was a church leader. Israel Keyes owned a construction business. Gary Ridgway was a truck painter. Their ability to blend in makes them all the more terrifying. Psychologists believe there's no single profile. Many have antisocial personality traits, histories of childhood trauma, or deep-seated needs for control. But not everyone who suffers becomes a killer, which makes identifying potential threats even more difficult. Chapter 10. The motives. The motives behind these killers are as diverse as their methods. BTK sought control and craved attention. David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, believed he was acting on divine orders. Ted Bundy murdered over 30 women and stayed eerily calm even during his trial. Each one reveals a twisted psychological landscape that continues to fascinate and horrify experts. Thanks to DNA databases, behavioral analysis, and digital forensics, cold cases are being reopened and solved. The Golden State Killer, Joseph DeAngelo, was caught in 2018 using familial DNA, decades after his crimes. But these tools are only helpful if the original evidence was collected and preserved. Media attention can help solve cases by keeping the pressure on law enforcement and generating tips, but it can also backfire. Some killers, like the Zodiac and BTK, craved fame. The media gave them a stage, unintentionally feeding their ego and fueling their crime. These crimes don't just end with death. They leave scars on entire towns. Survivors and the victims' families live with unresolved grief, often for decades. Many cold cases remain open simply because the resources aren't there. But thanks to renewed public interest through true crime podcasts and YouTube, some of these cases are getting a second chance. As chilling as these stories are, they're reminders of the importance of perseverance. Every reopened case brings us closer to justice. Every breakthrough proves that even after decades, answers can still come. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and never stop asking questions.